That is my favorite sound. Can you play that sound for me real quick?
Rocker.
Love it, yo. I love it. That was like that's what it is. De La Soul has many many dope records, but my top 5 is that sound
right there.
Rocker.
What's up, Kev? How you doing, man?
I'm chilling, man. How are you?
I'm doing well, man.
Good weekend? I
did actually, man. Shout out to the girls volleyball team that I coach, my daughter's team. Well, it's not a girls volleyball, it's a youth volleyball team. And man, 4-0. 4-0 this Saturday. So nice. Yeah. It was out there kicking butt. Yeah, it's dope. So
scholarships, scouting out.
Trying to get them ready for high school, man. It's funny, man. I have I don't know why my dog decides to wild out as soon as I start doing the show. I have 2 regrets in life. Only 2 major regrets. All right. One of them, of course, is not going to college. I wish I would have just gone to college. The other one is not playing volleyball in high school, man. My friends told me it was gay, so I didn't play it. And now I'm like, man, I should have played, man. My older cousin played. He went to college playing. I wish I would have played.
Yeah,
so
you could have had a whole host of ways to bust your knee.
Maybe I wouldn't have, actually. Maybe I wouldn't have. So shout out to my friends, man, and shout out to the idiotic masculinity of the mid '90s. So, yay, we love it. Yay, hip hop. Yo, really? Right now, can you hear the dog?
No.
Like now, he hasn't drank water all day, and now it's like the loudest. Like he's like, you know what I mean?
Damn, nature.
All right. Opening question. So,
yes, sir.
Shout out to my neighbor Julio. Julio has an opening question, but based on the way we're gonna go with this episode, I'm going to save it for next week. So shout out to Julio.
Okay. All right.
But that it might be a little too serious of an opening question. So I'm going to tell you this story, and you tell me how I should have responded. All right. So it's not so much an opening question as how would you have responded? You can reverse the roles, but how would you have responded? Okay.
I like this.
All right.
I like this. We should make this a recurring segment.
You know what? I'm with that. That should be the Sakota one. So I'll give you a scenario in my life and how you respond. All right, real quick. So I mentioned volleyball. I was coaching, and I just grabbed a hoodie and mopped out with it. Like I was, you know what I'm saying? So I wore a hoodie, and this is not like a black youth volleyball league. This is a pretty, the team's coming from Glendale. You can only imagine. So I had on a hoodie that said extra black, right? So the whole, which, I didn't care. Like, I'm like, whatever, I am. But my hoodie said extra black. Shout out to FWMJ, right? So a young lady on my team, shout out to my squad, young Chinese girl, she comes up to me, she says, "Oh, I read your shirt. I read your hoodie. I love that hoodie." She says, you ready? "I'm going to get one that says extra yellow." All right. How would you have responded?
Rocker.
I had, for once in my life, I had zero response. I was like, you should?
Yeah.
Go.
Do it.
Anything that I said felt like it would be like the worst possible thing to say, right? Mom comes up to me like, "Why would you tell her to get one?" Or, "Why didn't you tell her to get one?" You know what I'm saying? I was like, "Yo, oh, cool." Like,
oh man, that's what we do here on this show. We shape the minds of tomorrow.
Kev, reverse the situation. How do you respond? What do you say?
I would laugh hysterically. I would probably make my shorts extra yellow.
Oh my God, it was hilarious, man. I had zero idea how to respond. This goes along the last. Another off-air story about 2 young ladies arguing about culture.
Uh-oh.
And then practicing me standing there like, don't say anything. Do not say a word. It's not your place.
Yeah, that's a whole weird zone that I'm not in yet. I don't know if I could be in that space in a healthy manner with a young person.
Oh man, they're great kids, man, and you realize how impressionable kids. I would wear the hoodie again. It's just a funny response. So, all right, Kev. So, before we get to the other side, you want to get into this.
Oh, no.
You want to get into this, so we're gonna get into it. This is you want to get into this show, like you want to talk about Headspin. So we're gonna talk about it on the other side. This is Kev.
Oh, we're doing this. This is what's happening.
All right, man. So Kev, you know what? We got some whatever, man. We're gonna do this. So we'll explain it on the other side. Kev, are you ready?
I've been ready for about 5-6 months now. Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah. Guess what?
All right, man.
You know what? You're ready too. You're ready too.
Probably more ready now than I was then, apparently. All right, Kev, let's do this, man. Let's go.
All right.
Rap Sucks Radio. Blah, 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 blah.
What up, y'all? You were live on Rap Sucks Radio with your homeboy Trek Life and your fam, Kev Sakota.
Extra yellow.
I knew it. I knew you were gonna do it.
It brings a whole world of different possibilities to the meaning behind extra P.
Yo, come on. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. We appreciate each and every one of y'all. If you'd like to catch past episodes of Rap Sucks Radio, you can go to rapsucksradio.com or any of your favorite podcasting platforms. And if you'd like to check us out on television, you can go to BTSN. That's Behind the Scenes Network. What you do is you download that app or channel, the BTSN app or channel on your Roku or any of your Amazon Fire devices. Click on that app or channel, and we are there with plenty of other dope content. BTSN, Behind the Scenes Network. We want in. Also, feel free to follow BTSN on Instagram, btsn.pass. And you can, of course, follow Rap Sucks Radio on Instagram, Rap Sucks Radio. Word up.
Yeah.
All right.
You want to catch them up? Catch them up on what happened.
All right. So
last week was a long week for you, wasn't it?
It's a week I dreaded. I haven't dreaded a week in quite a while. Like, even work. I've been like, all right, well, I'll live with it. But, yeah, this was a dreadful week. I knew this week was coming.
Do you remember when we, off the top of your head? Because I couldn't remember, and I didn't go back and look when we recorded. Well, we're talking about Headspin.
Well, I was gonna kind of try to tease this conversation a little bit, but yeah.
Okay.
We recorded with Stupid Fly Media. We recorded a hip hop game show called Headspin. I believe this is late. Well, it had to be. Had I gone to Hawaii yet or not? Do you remember that?
I don't know. I'm not your travel agent there. No.
Okay. No, I'm just thinking if I was coming. Okay. So if I had not gone to Hawaii yet, it was December, mid-December. If I had gone, it was right. January.
I think that's right.
Yeah. I don't think I had gone to Hawaii yet. Anyway, months ago, we recorded this show with Stupid Fly Media called Headspin. It's a hip hop game show. You can go to Headspin at Headspin on Instagram.
Headspin Game Show, I think. Yeah. At
Headspin Game Show on Instagram. Let me confirm that. But anyway, it's a hip hop game show. You got to answer some hip hop trivia questions. Really, it kind of goes to an overall music trivia more than just a hip hop trivia. But
it's all hip hop.
It's not though. It's not though. Yeah, Headspin Game Show. We knew we were going on the show. There was some mild trash talk. I recall, which is the most embarrassing, saying that when it gets to the tribe or native tongues questions, I'm in. I'm all in.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's why I feel like Jeff, the Boston fan, kind of spared me. He could have went in because that's.
Yeah, you said that on this very program, didn't you?
And on Facebook, Wow. It started. I typed it out. So. There's some receipts out there. I don't mind. I'm taking my L. I'm taking my L. But so all the anticipation builds up, and the show releases last week, and ladies and gentlemen, Kev Sakota won the dual Rap Sucks Radio duel on Headspin Game Show. Thank you, Stubbs. So the the key here is I am going to take this loss with grace. I am not going to talk any trash. I took my L. I'm not going to go out like a Clipper fan or Patrick Beverly. I'm going
safe space.
Safe
space for talking trash.
So Kev decided that instead of going through our usual Rap Sucks Radio thing where we go through our articles and shows, the show you love, the show all of you enjoy, Kev wants to turn this show into a bragging session for him to where we go through the Headspin episode. So with that being said.
Oh my goodness. Oh, you should get a sweatshirt that says extra petty.
Hey, I wonder what the response would be to that. No.
Oh man. Let me ask you something. In your heart of hearts, going into the taping of Headspin, what honestly did you think your chances were of winning?
50-50. 50-50.
That's fair.
I would say off the top of my head, if it's you or Suge, then I'm like, all right, this is a competition. I'm talking about shout out to Omega, shout out to Fizz. I'm talking to the people that I've been hanging out with for the last 20 years. I'm saying if it's you or Suge, I feel like it's going down. Everybody else, man. I mean, 6 Rock maybe, but I thought it was 50-50. Yeah, I didn't think it was
disappointment directed toward you online.
There was, man. There was, and there should be, man. I missed some easy questions, but we're gonna go through that. We're gonna go through. I understand that I let the people.
We can talk about it a few times.
I mean, I understand I let the people down. As extra black hoodies versus not extra black hoodies, and and everyone knew how one of us would act if we won. But there's so much into. So Kev, what are we gonna do, man? How are we gonna go through this?
Well, we have the way the game breaks down is that there's 3 rounds of 7 questions. So while one person is answering, the other person is actually their sound is turned. We're in individual booths, which is, actually I realized is not really evident when you're listening to it. Like
we're in isolation.
We're in our own booths, so you can't hear what the other person is answering, and then it's your turn, and then we come together and by the way, shout out to the host, Magic Most, Cheap Shot, the executive producer, Craig Smith, producer, 007, the whole crew there. But and then they, in between each round, they go through the answers and total up the score, and then at the end of the show, of course, that's when they tell me that I won. So that's. So I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll start with just you were the first person to answer questions in the first round. So
I was, yes.
We can kind of jump right in.
Yeah. Let's go. We're gonna go through the rounds, y'all. Let's go through the rounds.
Yeah, and if you want me to pause,
I haven't listened to anything past the first round, so this is the first time I'm actually listening to anything past the first round. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, it gets even better in the second and third rounds. But if you want me to pause it, I can pause it. Just give me the high sign.
Well, I might say skip, not pause. Skip.
Okay. Well, that's not. I don't think I have that button. I believe. All right, here we go.
All right, let's go.
Are both of you fantastic hosts of Rap Sucks Radio ready to go?
Yes, sir.
Are you
Not
ready
really.
for this competition?
Let's get it going.
I wasn't really
Trek
ready.
Life, you'll be first.
Oh.
That means, Kev, you're going into the booth.
Word.
Started with a bad attitude.
All right, Trek, this is the first round. Each question is worth 100 points. Let's see how many of the 7 questions you can get correct in 60 seconds.
Some
Clock
commentary.
starts after I ask
Commentary
the
while
first
this is
question.
happening.
Here we go. Name the 2 guest MCs that perform on Tupac's I Get Around.
God. Money B and
This is where I knew I was
why
done.
would that not be in my brain right now? That's crazy. Shock G.
Finish this line from Shook One's Part 2 by Mobb Deep. I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous. You heard of us.
Official Queensbridge murderers.
Which member of Kid and Play had the high top fade?
Kid.
I Wish My Brother George Was Here was the debut album released by which member of Hieroglyphics?
I wish my brother George was here. Was Dell?
Which of these
SAT
Pause it right there.
SAT skills.
I know.
Repeat
Yeah.
the question.
Repeat the question. Yeah, delay. By the way, there are 60 seconds total to answer as many of the 7 questions as you can. In the intro of the show, one of the questions that was asked of both of us is, if aliens came to Earth, what song would you play for them to best exemplify hip hop? Right? What was your answer? Do you remember?
Catch a Bad One by Dell.
And then you fumbled on that.
I didn't. I repeated the question. That's the you learn that. You learn that from
Would you say you did better on the SATs than you did on Headspin?
Absolutely, by far, yes. It goes towards my original regret of not going to college. I actually did very well on my SATs. So, yes.
All right, let's move on.
3 MCs did not get a Weird Al parody? Coolio, Vanilla Ice, or MC Hammer?
Oh, Vanilla Ice.
I guessed this, by the way.
Name the
I didn't know
legendary
that.
record executive who founded Uptown Records and was responsible for launching such artists as Heavy D, The Lost Boys, and Father MC.
Oh, is that Andre Harrell? Oh my God.
Gangstar was first released in 1989. Name their debut album.
Step in the arena.
Oh,
yeah,
fail.
You scored 6 out
Fail.
of 7 questions correct in that first round. How are you feeling right now?
Man, like I should have got 7. Which one I get? Can I do it? Do I get to know which one I got wrong?
Hey, slow down. We're going to talk about it, Trek. We're going to talk about it. All right, Trek, head into our booth as we bring out Kev.
Word up.
Yeah, get in that booth. Get in that booth.
All right, so
Yeah.
this. Okay, I don't want to. I'm not going to do all the commentary on this. So listen.
Yes, you are. You're dying to talk. I can see it in your face.
No, I'm telling
Yes, I
you.
ordered the code red.
The moment that I couldn't think of Shock G, I think in the back of my mind I'm going, dude, if these questions get any more difficult, I'm screwed, because I knew the answer, you know what I mean? But it was like, it's right in there. It just would not move from the back of my brain to the front of my nose. Anyway, so that's just how you knew that I knew I was pretty much in trouble if things got more difficult.
Okay.
All right,
But
go ahead.
Still a lot of game to play.
Mm-hmm.
Let's listen to how it's done. We'll skip past the last question.
Nope, you got it. Nope. Oh man,
I have a skip button on this.
We actually did not get to this. Go ahead.
All right, here we go.
All right, Kev, how was your time in the booth?
Fantastic. Took a nap.
Kev, are you ready for round 1?
Yeah.
All right, Kev, you got 60 seconds after I read this first question. Here we go. Name the 2 guest MCs that perform on Tupac's I Get Around.
Money B, Shock G.
Finish this line from Shook Ones Part 2 by Mobb Deep. I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous. You heard of us.
You heard of us. Official Queensbridge.
You didn't really
murderers.
finish the line, by the way. You
member
added
of
to
Kid
the
and
line.
Play had the high top fade.
Whack.
Kid.
I Wish My Brother George Was Here was the debut album released.
Dell.
Which of these 3 MCs did not get a Weird Al parody? Coolio, Vanilla Ice, or MC Hammer?
Vanilla Ice.
Name the legendary record executive who founded Uptown Records and was responsible for launching such artists.
Andre Harrell.
Gangstar was first released in 1989. Name their debut album.
Pass.
I think that's the end of that one.
Run it.
Gangstar was first released in 1989. Name their debut album.
Words I Manifest.
Woo!
Damn, Kev, you
We
scored
named
6
2.
out of 7
At
questions
least you
correct.
named a single, but we
Feel
knew.
about round 1.
I felt okay. Should have been 7.
Oh man, let's bring out Trek Life. That's exactly what he said.
Okay, look, we knew. Shout out to my man Omega. We talk about him a lot on the show. Great dude, man. Great MC. We knew him and Fizz. Shout out to my man Fizz was gonna say. So Omega said something. Fizz just gave me a L, but Omega did call us out on missing no more Mr. Nice Guy. But yeah, there's no. Yeah, I'm just have to tell you.
Yeah,
fine.
that was
L.
terrible.
It was awful.
I'm glad I just passed on it, and then that was it. The pain was over.
And then he repeated the question. You were like, pass. He was like, okay. Now, same question. Oh man. All right.
The sad thing is that I was like, well, aside from that, I think I kind of killed it. And then right after that, because there's obviously a lot of banter going on that we can hear that doesn't make it to the final cut. I think it was Craig said something like, has that ever happened before? And I'm thinking, oh, this dude actually answered 6 questions correct.
Yeah.
We can't hear each other, right? So I'm thinking you did way better than I thought you were going to do.
Well, I did initially. We tied.
You got that going for you.
You didn't think I was able to answer those 6 questions? Are you crazy? Those 6 ones?
Yes and yes. No and yes. Yeah,
I
no.
don't know what you're talking about.
I am crazy.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right.
In at least in that regard, yes.
All right, let's see how you reacted to the correct answers.
Kev Trekk's incredible performance in round 1. Both of you guys did fantastic. Showed out with your hip-hop knowledge. How are both of y'all feeling?
Upset I missed one.
You only missed one?
Yes.
Man.
All right, we're
Jerk.
going to get into it.
What
Let's
a
talk
jerk.
about the answers to round 1. Shock G and Money B were the 2 MCs on Tupac's I Get Around. All right, let's sing it together. The line from Shook One's Part 2 by Mobb Deep, I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us.
Official Queensbridge murderers.
So what was that, just one person?
Yeah, because Kev did.
Kevin, where were
Just
you at?
no participation
Well,
whatsoever.
I thought you were going to step on my line again, Mos.
The member of Kid and Play with the high top fade was Kid. I Wish My Brother George Was Here was the debut album from Del the Funky Homo Sapien. Vanilla Ice did not get a Weird Al parody, but Coolio and MC Hammer did. Both y'all was quick to get this one. I couldn't even get the question out. Andre Harrell was the legendary record exec who founded Uptown Records. This is where you drop the ball. This is where both of y'all couldn't come together and pull it off. No
Fail.
More Mr. Nice Guy was Gangstar's first album released in 1989.
I can't believe you didn't get that.
You didn't get it either. You said Step Into the Arena too, didn't you?
I said Jazzmatazz, but that was actually Luke Combs' first rap.
After round 1, we've got a tie game with both Trek and Kev of Rap Sucks Radio scoring 600 points. We still got 2 more rounds of Headspin. Let's see if either of these old heads will pull ahead in our second round where questions are going to be worth 200 points. Round 2 is coming up next after these messages.
Donnie, this is not a good show. The listeners don't want to hear this. Like, I'm just trying to tell you right now, like, and people have tuned out. Like, nobody wants to hear anything further beyond this. Matter of fact, I want you to go to Rap 6 Radio and tell Kev how much you didn't like this episode. Of all the 139 episodes we did,
I was just going to ask.
this one is.
So you're saying that you just stopped listening after
Yeah, I
that
stopped right here.
round?
I didn't want to hear it. I didn't want to hear no more.
What did you? If it was on a cassette, would you have thrown it out your car window?
No, but remember when we used to, side note, remember when we used to sunroof CDs? Remember
I'm
that?
asking.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't have sunroof.
Good job
it. I
with
would have
that, by the
turned it
way.
off.
You probably caused all the plastic pollution.
Oh my God, so much littering. I'm sorry. But man, some of that music was whack. Yeah, that's really bad.
Nice flex with the sunroof too.
Oh, what on the $200 Prelude? Yeah, great. So this happened to have a sunroof.
So should we just end this? You know what?
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Where were we?
All right, Kev, you'll be kicking off round 2 in Trek. That means you'll be heading into our sweaty booth. Okay, Kev.
Which is a
are
fact.
you ready for
It's hard to
round
tell
2?
in that booth.
I am.
All right, let's do it. 60 seconds starts after the first question. Here we go. Name the child actress on The Cosby Show who went on to perform a rap
this is
album
so whack.
entitled Here's to New Dreams, which features a young Missy Elliott.
Pass.
Which MC guest features on Mary J. Blige's smash single, What's the 411, which was also the name of her album?
Grand Poobah.
What was the name of the teenage member of the Native Tongues who released the single Roadrunner in 19...
Chiali.
Master Ace Incorporated consisted of which hard-hitting female MC?
Paula Perry.
Name the production duo famous for their work on Paul's Boutique, consisting of...
Just Brothers.
Before the Gravediggers, Fuquan was a member of what New York hip-hop group?
Pass.
For which film was Ice-T nominated for the Best Breakthrough Performance at the 1992 MTV Movie Awards?
New Jack City.
Name the child actress on The Cosby Show.
Raven Simone?
Yeah, all right, that's the end of round 2 for you, Kev. That's it. All right, Kev, you got 6 out of 7 questions correct in round 2.
That's how stressed out you were. You didn't even talk after that.
You know, I feel good. I feel great. I feel warm.
How you think Trek feels?
I hope he's as warm as I am right now.
God.
What'd you say? That's how nervous I was?
Yeah, because you didn't even respond. Usually you always have a quick, snappy thing to say. But right after you were nervous. Say you wasn't nervous.
I was nervous. I got nervous. It's like I came in loose. I was fine. But when I heard that you had tied me on the first round, that's when I said, oh, this man came to play. Which I quickly found out.
Play second round. No, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear the end of your joke. They're gonna let you
let's
see
bring
your
out Trek. All right, Trek. You ready to wipe off that sweaty brow?
Nah, I'm ready. Let's do this, man.
The questions in this round are worth 200 points. You got 60 seconds after I read the first question.
I'm totally
Are
chewing
you
ice
ready?
the whole show. My bad.
Let's do this.
Let's do it. Here we go. Name the child actress on The Cosby Show who went on to perform a rap album entitled Here's to New Dreams, which features a young Missy Elliott.
That Tatiana Ali?
Which
Who
MC
cares?
guest features on Mary J. Blige's smash single What's the 411, which was also the name of her album?
Tatiana Ali.
What was the name of the teenage member of the Native Tongues who released the single Roadrunner in 1992?
Okay, pause this.
Yo, pass real quick.
Pause this.
Matt?
Pause this. I listen. Listen. I need y'all to understand this. Shi Ali would have immediately come to mind had Tatiana Ali not come to mind early. Listen, I thought every Ali, it was Muhammad Ali, Layla Ali, Kilo Ali even came to mind. And that was the thing. I kept thinking Kilo Ali, the rapper from Atlanta. And I could not get that name out of my head the whole time. But that first question, I was done. After that, I was
This is
like,
where
these are the
You
questions
just
we asked.
decompensated after this. Just
It was over.
disassembled.
Yeah, I fell apart. Go ahead, man.
This is my favorite part of the show.
Master Ace Incorporated consisted of which hard-hitting female MC?
God, digger. God, dog.
Nigga? I'm tripping, yo.
Name the production duo famous for their work on Paul's
Fail.
Boutique, consisting of Easy Mike and King Gizmo.
I would have never known this.
Before the Gravediggers, Fuquan was a member of what New York hip-hop group?
That's his on it?
For which film was
Good job.
Give me my
Ice-T
credit for that
nominated
one.
for Best Breakthrough Performance at the 92 MTV Movie Awards?
Law and Order?
Right.
Come on, man.
All right, that's time, Trek. That's time.
Dog, yo, that's trash.
Get out of here, Trek. All right, Trek, you got
Oh. Wait, let's see what you got.
2 out of 7 questions.
God, dog.
Whoa. 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 Had you talking to yourself. Now, mind you, I was deprived of being able to hear any of this until just last week. You realize that, right?
Good.
Still, actually, let's listen to that whole thing again.
Oh my God, no. No.
All right, Kev, Trek.
Raw digger
Talk
though.
about these correct
Raw
answers
digger.
in round 2. All right, Raven Simone. Raven Simone was a child
Simone.
actress on the Cosby Show.
That's
Her
right.
album was titled Here's to New Dreams, which featured a young Missy Elliott. Trek, what happened here?
We ain't even supposed to be talking about the Cosby Show no more. Ain't he canceled? He canceled.
Grand Puba features on Mary J. Blige's smash hit, What's the 411? Chi Ali was the teenage member of the Native Tongues Collective. Paula Perry was the hard-hitting female MC and Master Ace Incorporated.
I said, what digger, son? I'm gonna just walk right now. I'm gonna just spin the wheel right now, fam.
The Dust Brothers was a production duo famous for their work on Paul's Boutique. Now, Kev, you missed this one. You passed on it. Stethosonic is the group that Fuquan of the Gravediggers was in before the Gravediggers.
Word.
I got that one right, by the way.
Wow.
Just so you know.
How'd you know that one?
I mean, I'm familiar with Stetsasonic, unlike, Kev, who just knows Raven Simone.
Fact.
The film that Ice-T was nominated for at the 1992 MTV Movie Awards was New Jack City.
All these answers are in my head. I'm like, Juice? No, he wasn't in Juice. Like, what's going on? It's that Wild Style. That wasn't 1992. What are we doing right now?
At the end of round 2, Kev has a lead with 1,800 points to Trek's 1,000 points. It's anyone's game because the next round, correct answers will be worth 300 points, giving each Golden Era Gladiator a chance to take home our title of Headspin Champion.
Why we don't need to listen to all of this, right? I mean, come on,
However,
skip ahead.
every
Like,
contestant will have to spin the dreaded
we know what
Headspin
happened. Like, it's like listening to the commercials. Shout out to Most, man. That's my guy. But come on, this is Rap Songs Radio. What are we? What are we talking about right now? So Kev did marketing for Raven Simone, correct? Was it, or the Dust Brothers? So the two of the answers, you would actually worked with the artist, right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Tell the truth, man. You want the show now? Tell the truth.
One of my first jobs in the record industry was at MCA Records, at a time when I believe Raven Simone's record came out on one of those labels. So I have that record somewhere in my garage.
What an unfair advantage. And the Dust Brothers.
That is an unfair advantage. And the Dust Brothers, before they were doing any of the production stuff, like with Delicious Finals. Well, I think before, yeah. They did a radio show on the same station that I was on with Phys Ed and those guys. So
This is why.
also,
like
I gave them all the questions to ask. Also,
I mean, I'm like, how? I'm starting to, is anybody else listening to this thinking, you know what? That's two very unique circumstances over there.
all
right.
This is sounding very big.
C-O-N
adjacent.
conspiracy. C-O-N. Right? All right, man.
I blame it on vote by mail. All right, we ready?
Yes.
All right, Trek, how you feeling round 3? This is
I ain't giving up
everything.
at
How you
this
feeling?
point, brother.
Yo, man, I'm ready to take, the comeback of the century. Let's do it.
Come
You know what I
back,
mean?
Nope.
kids.
Let's go.
I didn't believe
60
any of that.
seconds will
Enthusiastic.
begin after I read this first question. Here we go. What does the acronym for the East Coast Family Kid group ABC stand for?
Another bad creation.
Lord Jazz was the DJ for what iconic rap group?
Pass.
Name the MC Hammer formed female rap group that released their debut album in 1989 entitled Wild and Loose.
Oaktown 357.
Master China, Kumu, Ultraman, and Brother J are a few of the members of what pro-black rap group?
X-Clan.
Which rap
Extra
group was
Black.
the first to ever perform on the Jay Leno Show?
Oh my God. Run DMC? I don't know.
Name the iconic hip-hop producer responsible for the baritone sax-driven track entitled The 900 Number.
45 King.
On the Judgment Night soundtrack released in 1993, which rock band did Run DMC pair up with to create the song Me, Myself, and My Microphone?
Pass.
Lord Jazz was the DJ for what iconic rap group?
Oh God. I don't know. Stetsasonic. I don't know at this point.
All right, Trek, that's time. That's time. You're out. All right, Trek, you got 4 out of 7 questions correct in round 3. You did better than round 2. How you feel?
bar.
You know what I'm saying? You win some, you watch Kev bomb so you can win some more. That's really what happens.
All right, Trek, let's bring out Kev.
Yeah, let's bring him out. Bring him out.
I'm not sure why we decided to do this on this show, but I will tell you this. The Judgment Night soundtrack, shout out to Suge. I feel like this might be a Suge thing, but only song I listened to was
De La Soul.
Falling, the De La Soul joint, De La and Teenage
Fan Club.
Teenage Fan Club, right? Yeah, that's the only song I listened to off that record. I never listened to any other song. So, yeah, I was
I don't
like,
listen to Stetsasonic either.
I don't, but that Okay, so Gravediggers, that was the thing about Gravediggers, was that, it was like Stetsasonic was like a weird Stetsasonic type comeback thing. But so I knew that. But yeah, I didn't listen to anything but Fallen out of that sense. Matter of fact, I might listen to that tonight.
I don't think you're missing anything.
Yeah, it was a dope song. That song was dope. The rest of the soundtrack was,
Yeah.
it was rock and rap mixed together for a soundtrack.
Shout out to Tom Petty.
It's not unusual. Go ahead. Is that Tom Petty? It's not Tom Petty.
I think that's Tom Jones.
Okay, fair enough.
You'd do great on any music related game.
You're right.
I can
Listen, very, very specific questions. Name a rapper from Carson with the last name Kaz. Razzcast. Like, you need to be very, very specific.
Tom Ali.
Right, at some point.
That's a pretty horrendous name.
As soon as, listen, I'm not trying to be this. This is no disrespect to anybody. Please don't take this as disrespect. Please, please, please. Once we start leaning towards like non-black hip hop artists, I'm gonna start to fall off immediately. Unless it's like Mountain Brothers or Bamboo or like Kid Frost. It's like Cypress Hill. Like I would start to slowly make my way out the door. Huh?
Did that happen in this?
No, I'm just thinking the Judgment Night soundtrack and.
Oh yeah. It was a thing.
It happened. All right, go ahead, Kev. Good, your winning round. Let's
All
finish
right,
this out.
Kev. Welcome to round 3.
I think I already
this is
had
your
my
chance to
winning round.
win. But first, how do you think Trek did in round 3?
Horrendously.
Correct answers in this round are worth 300 points. Here we go. What does the acronym for the East Coast Family Kid group ABC stand for?
Another bad creation.
Lord Jazz was the DJ for what iconic rap group?
Lords of the Underground.
Name the MC Hammer formed female rap group that released their debut album.
Oaktown 357.
Master China, Camus, Ultraman, and Brother J are a few of the members of what pro-black rap group?
X-Clan.
Which rap group was the first to
Better get
ever
that one
perform
right.
on the Jay Leno show?
Tribe Called Quest.
Name the iconic hip-hop
You should've said
producer
X-Clan.
responsible for the baritone sax-driven track entitled The 900 Number.
Mark the 45 King.
On the Judgment Night soundtrack released in 1993, which rock band did Run DMC pair up with to create the song Me, Myself, and My Microphone?
Biohazard.
All right, that's it. All right, Kev, you answered 5
Oh,
out of 7 questions.
5 out of 7.
What was the total
5
score?
out of 7. You didn't say Mark the 45 King, by the way. I think that's a ding. You get dinged for that, don't you?
You didn't finish the line. You didn't finish. You actually stepped on the Mob Deep line. So we're good here.
I want to go back to the judges and ask. I think they cleverly edited that because I think I was saying it over him in the original version.
All right.
No, you get nothing. Nothing.
45 King is fine.
No wins.
45 King is perfectly fine. It's a perfectly acceptable answer.
So man, yeah, dude, how are you feeling now? Does it still sting?
No, it's
Now that
fine.
You've heard the full loss and context.
Yeah, I didn't need to hear it again. That's fine. We
Man, did you? I don't know if you noticed there was a dude who said that those were not the members of X Clan. Those are the members of Dark Sun Riders. The names
Okay.
that were mentioned.
I didn't hear like Sugar Shaft or whatever, but
That's what
I
I'm
heard
saying,
Brother
yeah.
J and immediately said X.
That's all I heard was Brother J. So we both guessed correctly on that one, I guess.
Yeah, or incorrectly
Guessed
correct.
in the same incorrect way. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be great. That would be awesome though if the first rap artist that Jay Leno ever had on his show was X Clan.
That would have been great. Yeah. That would have been great. Yeah, it's so many. You find out on shows like this how much you listen to a lot of hip hop. Like, right? I would say that both of us could say that we listen to a lot of hip hop over the years. But it's weird to discover what you didn't listen to. You know what I mean? Like for somebody to ask a question, you're like, I never listened to that. You know? like a Raven Simone, Missy Elliott record. I didn't listen to that.
You know what I mean? A lot more Raven Simone than X-Clan. That's for sure.
This sounds about right. If I would have gotten more than Omega, calling me out for the Rod Digger answer, which I well deserved, calling me out for not calling us out for not getting No More Mr. Nice Guy right, which is well deserved. Had I missed X-Clan, Suge would have showed up at my house. Guaranteed. Suge would have been like, "Hey, I'm pulling up. Nah, you got to come outside." Like, no way.
You have Suge. Was Suge yelling at the speakers?
He would have been for that one. He would have. He needs to be on that show, by the way. He'd be great on that show. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, there will be no episode as great as this one, just because
the people loved it. As long as you guys were entertained and enjoyed it, that's all that matters. That's it. That's
I don't even care. Nobody enjoyed it more than I did. But
clearly.
But the good news is there's an entire season of episodes coming up. I'm sure they're going to be released like on a weekly basis. So we happen to be the first one.
Of season 2, first of season 2. If you'd like to actually check it out, like we said, I'm a fan of finding information on Instagram, by the way. So Instagram, Headspin Game Show, at Headspin Game Show on Instagram. You can also just look it up on your favorite podcasting platform, right? You can hear all of season 1. So, and of course the episode we just played, and I mean, we played it in its entirety because Kev wanted to do that, but you can also listen back if you prefer.
Yeah. You have to really have to listen to the whole thing just to sort of see the gradual, really contextualize the gradual decline into madness of Trek life.
All right.
Oh, and by the way, Jeff, yeah, the money was real. And also on Instagram, I think you can check out the Trek having to perform
the Wheel of Consequences. Yes. Yeah. It was a Wheel of Consequences. Yes. There was no conspiracy. Easy. I completely had forgotten about the show when I cut my hair. So there's no connection to it whatsoever.
You realized that wig had been on several other people and you came home and cut your hair.
Hey, black people don't get lice, man. Black people don't get lice. So I felt safe from that. Yeah, it was fun, man. It was very fun. Shout out to us. I also ran into and met for the first time my man Brandon from the Bay Area. Sorry, something's crazy outside. Brandon from the Bay Area. So shout out to him. He was like, "Yo, my money's on Trey." He didn't officially bet on me, but when they announced the show, yeah, sorry, bro, you would have lost your money. So good thing there wasn't no real money exchange.
Oh, I took that bet on the side.
You didn't. There's no way you did.
You jumped in the DMs just real quick. Doubled up my cash.
And we did. And we did have an agreement. No matter who won, when we knew we were going to be on the show, we had an agreement that the winner would buy a round of brews. So thank you, Kev, for the brews.
Well, thank you, buddy. Thank you for losing with so much grace and dignity. I'm just
frustration.
Happy you didn't hurt anything.
It's so ridiculous. Okay, now, if you have not tuned out, let's get into the Dakota ones, which will be in part of the thing. Thank you, Kev.
Can't give me anything.
All right, so Pete, I didn't think this was real. I looked it up on the internet when it initially was starting to go around, and I did not think this was real, but it turns out that this was real.
Uh-oh.
Walmart pulls Juneteenth ice cream after backlash, saying, "We sincerely apologize." Kev, it is a Dakota 1. The Rap Sucks Radio reigning Headspin rating champion. What is your response to this?
Did they replace it with extra yellow?
Okay, so if you don't mind, I'd actually like to kind of get into this. Okay,
I saw you post something, but I didn't really dig into it.
I avoid as my man. Shout out to
this guy doesn't know anything about Gangstar. I'm gonna keep on scrolling.
Shout out to my man Left Brain, aka Anel Rivers. He initially posted this, And myself and my man, we both did the same. We Googled it, right? Before they had pulled the ice cream, it was Juneteenth ice cream. And we were like, nah, that's not a real thing, right? But it turns out it was actually real, and Walmart has pulled it on the way to Juneteenth. I have an honest question for you, though, Kev. As these types of things become more mainstream, right? Like and I'm definitely not countering here, so please do not throw me in the bad. Like, don't cancel me because I'm not countering and saying that there should be an ice cream. I'm just having a conversation. Now, one of the fights concerning critical race theory, for example, which again is more whatever, is people understanding and including the history of Black Americans, right, and overall the history of all Americans, knowing that for many non-white Americans that history includes a lot of suffering in one way and to various depths. You know what I'm saying? So as we kind of nationalize these things and make them national holidays or make them national discussions, should we expect things like this? Or should there be some decorum and some tact?
Well, there should definitely be more decorum and more tact across the board. I mean, you cut out for a little while, so I'm not sure if you already covered this, but or I cut out for a little while, but was there a particular connection between ice cream and?
No particular connection. It's just Juneteenth ice cream. There's no particular connection to Black history. I mean, there is, but it's not within the ice cream. Long story short.
Yeah,
and they also they've also had a Pride Month ice cream. They also had a Pride ice cream for Pride Month as well. So
okay,
I'm just saying this. They're doing this.
Yeah, I tell you what. When it's like St. Patrick's Day and and the people whose ethnicity it's focused around have the same kind of freedom to get around as Irish folks generally do, which at a certain point in time in this country they didn't. Then maybe you go and have the ice cream and the merchandising opportunities and all that stuff.
Okay, but you're right. You nail meathead, right? So, I don't know the significance of St. Patrick's Day. I'm not saying there is or isn't one. I just don't know it, right? I understand that Cinco de Mayo is not Mexican Independence Day. That is what I do know. Like a lot of people believe. Chinese New Year, which there was a debate about whether it should be called Lunar New Year. I mildly understand the significance of that celebration, celestial celebration. So here we are standing at Juneteenth, right? And I don't particularly do. There are things I don't do, right? I don't wear leprechaun hats and stuff on St. Patrick's Day. I might drink, but I'm not going to posture. You're definitely not going to catch me in a sombrero on, you understand what I'm saying? So yeah. Where is the line? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like where is the line between basically taking the meaning out of a celebration and turning it into Cinco de Drinko per se, right? Not even per se, Cinco de Drinko. And respecting what that celebration is genuinely for, understanding what it's for. You can drink and enjoy because it's a celebration, right? Juneteenth is not particularly a drinking holiday. It's in the vein of eating with family, 4th of July-esque vein, if you want to put it in a vein, but it's not like a St. Patrick's Day type thing. So where is the line, in your opinion, Kev? Like, where do you draw the line between celebrating something and basically making a mockery of it?
Way further back than where the Walmart evidently drew it. That's for sure. But I also think it's a time. Not that the black folks who have observed Juneteenth, up before last year, or before 2 years ago. I think it's actually like the anniversary of 2-year anniversary of George Floyd's murder, and a lot of these conversations started to sort of swirl around that time again, for the first time for many people. But to a lot of people, it's I mean, it's in bad taste to jump the gun on anything. You know what I mean? It's like, so if, not that it's new, but if you are treating it like it's new and then you choose to commercialize it, then yeah, that's silly,
Yeah,
I mean, again, if someone says they find it offensive, you probably screwed up. Chances are you blew it, or you're just being a dum-dum. Like, I saw something that I think might have been totally fake, but it was like it looked like a corporate, like a flyer for a speaking engagement or whatever to
it was real.
Juneteenth.
And it was 4 white speakers talking about the cuisine of Juneteenth. That was real.
You know what? That was real, because the first thing I said when I saw that, and I'm not going to say who showed it to me, and I'm not going to say who I said it to, but I've only been living with 2 other people for the last 3 years. I said, however many, was it 4 white people on the
flyer? It was 4. I think 3 or 4. Yeah.
So I said, I guarantee you that I feel sorry for at least 2 of those white people, because they did not sign up for this.
No, they did not.
And they did not feel comfortable saying, well, you're going to have at least a couple black people on the flyer, aren't you?
When that flyer came out, if that flyer could turn into a Brady Bunch moment, would they all have been like, wait a minute, whoa, we didn't think it would be us 3 or 4?
This is supposed to be one of those, one of those things is not like the other thing, and I'm supposed to be the one that's not like everybody else. I didn't think it was going to be. I didn't think we were going to have to adjust our brightness and contrast just to make sure that we could print this flyer. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like, yeah, I definitely feel like, because there are some people that are deep into the history of all people and understanding. So, I try not to be very disrespectful or I'm sorry, let me not say this, very upset at the people that are on the flyer. But if they all knew that they were all the speakers, I'm a little upset, right? Because somebody should have spoke up. Somebody should have been like, yo, wait a minute. We can't do a Juneteenth thing with all white people in it. Like, that don't make no sense. Like,
guys, what are you doing? You couldn't even get Rachel Dolezal or some type beat,
right? But they could be Black history scholars for all I know. But if they were scholarly enough, they would have turned around and been like, it can't be us. We can sit there, but it can't be us. Yeah, I don't think there's a as we get to the point, and Juneteenth, one of the things that's significant for me personally is Juneteenth is the day after my birthday. So when I did begin to celebrate it, I had to do a lot of making sure that I wasn't merging the two. You know what I'm saying? That I was generally paying respect, and really it was more of learning. Every year I'm learning something new about the celebration, and when I do learn it, I share it. And I really feel like Juneteenth for me personally is more of an informational day, right? It's like MLK Day for me. I don't think any of us would consider MLK Day like a drinking holiday, but for me, it's more informational. Like, hey, on this day, this is the significance. This is what this individual did to forward his view of freedom in this country, et cetera, right? But I'm often very much hungover on Juneteenth because it's the day after my birthday, right?
So it's a day of rest for you.
It's usually like, oh man, gotta get up and type something on Facebook with this headache. How am I gonna do this? and then we got to go eat. So, but my answer to the question, Kev, I feel like I've done all the talking. I'm sorry, but my answer to the question is, how do the people respect how do the people respond to the holiday, do as they do? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think we're all inclined. I don't think we're all obligated to celebrate any holiday. You know, there are people who don't celebrate Christmas. You're not obligated to celebrate Christmas. You can sit this one out. But for those that are connected to these holidays and the history of them, it's not so far gone. It's you know, some of our elders are just a hair away from, you know, the last story being told of the people who lived this era, right? So, yeah, I feel like this is not one of those holidays where you sell merchandise and you know what I mean? You kind of leave that to the community. I feel like it, but
and the other part of it is that, to the best of my very limited knowledge, it's a kind of a fraught occasion, right? In the context that it came in, that it should have been something that was celebrated a couple of years before that.
Yeah.
If you were going to celebrate the end of something that was completely horrific,
right?
The official so-called end of something that was completely horrific, and you know what would be, this Juneteenth would be a great day to not keep black people, especially who want to vote, from being able to easily vote.
Oh,
that would be nice. How about Walmart work on that? You know, maybe, and then I tell you what, while they're waiting in line, if it's hot, you can give them ice cream. How about that?
But just not Juneteenth red velvet cake.
You know, dealer's choice. They could pick whatever.
It won't be vanilla. Don't do that. No, I'm just kidding. All right, man. Yeah, I thought that was I thought it was hilarious that it turned out to be real. So I was like, we got to talk about this on the show. It's a real thing. How did this happen? All right, we can move on.
It's very,
some
people are weird, man.
Product people and marketing people, I just can't imagine. You can't be that dense. I know a ton of marketing people, man. And some of the smartest people I know are actually in the marketing department. It's oddly enough to others, right? They're not actually in the IT department. They're actually in the marketing department. And others, and some of the most disconnected people I've come across have also been in the marketing department. And I would have to say that disconnected person was sitting there making Juneteenth ice cream packages.
Yeah, they were like, this would be mad woke.
This would be mad woke, yo.
Mad woke.
All right, man. Thank y'all for tuning in, dude. We appreciate each and every one of y'all. Please, in spite of the loss and the mild scrutiny that came with it, please make sure you check out Headspin Game Show. It is a great show. Shout out to Most. Shout out to Craig. Shout out to the whole Stupid Fly crew. And
for sure. Shout out to me for winning. Let's not bury the lead here.
Shout out to Cheap Shot for having us on.
Listen to the whole episode so you can really track the arc of how I walked in on the humble. And you know what? I walked out with my head held high. Because you know what? I crushed you.
If you would like to catch past episodes of Rap Sucks Radio, you can go to rapsucksradio.com or any of your favorite podcasting platforms.
You need to get a sweatshirt that says extra whack. That's what you need.
You know what, man?
I'm gonna get a sweatshirt that says extra sack.
Wow. We're out of here. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. I am your home for Track Life. That is your fam, Kev Sakota. You can catch us on BTSN, on your Roku and your Amazon Fire devices, man. We just gonna cut this show off. We out of here like last year, man. On count of three, we say peace. 1, 2, 3. Peace. Yo, we out, man. Can you hit the daylight joint for me real quick before we out of here? Can we just, you got it? Hold on.
Rocker.
All right, y'all. Peace.